Cannabis Common Sense, the show that tells the truth about marijuana and the politics behind its prohibition.
Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Cannabis Common Sense. We have another great show for you tonight. Next to me is that wild and crazy guy, not Steve Martin, it's Casper Leach. Hey, Casper. See how crazy he is? Then over in the wings, we have Mr. John Cornett. He's getting pretty crazy tonight, too. Sometimes. I'm feeling a little crazy myself. We have some hemp news for you, some video clips from Oklahoma and hemp seed pressing, so stay tuned as we bring on our infamous dancing cannabis leaves.
I feel the force.
They're so cute, dancing leaf to leaf. Anyway, our first story tonight is from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Oklahoma State Question 788, a measure which would legalize marijuana for medicinal purposes, will be on the Oklahoma ballot in November of 2018. Oklahomans for Health, the political committee, collected enough valid signatures in 2016 to qualify for a statewide Oklahoma vote, but the measure was disputed by Attorney General of Oklahoma at the time, Scott Pruitt, who has now been named by our president as the head of the Environmental Protection Agency. But he was the Attorney General for the state of Oklahoma. Scott Pruitt disputed the wording in the measure's ballot title. Oklahomans for Health filed litigation against Attorney General Pruitt in the Oklahoma Supreme Court. And in March this year, the court ruled in favor of the marijuana initiative, Oklahomans for Health, restoring the original ballot title. Since the dispute extended past the 2016 election date, the measure is being placed on the November 8, 2018 ballot. In the proposed law, a person in possession of a state-issued medical marijuana license shall be able to consume cannabis, possess up to 3 ounces of marijuana on their person, possess 6 mature marijuana plants, 6 seedlings, and 1 ounce of concentrates, and 72 ounces of edible marijuana and 8 ounces of additional marijuana at their residence legally. Oklahoma's State Question 788 does not list specific qualifying conditions, but does place a 7% tax on medical cannabis sales. According to Oklahoma State Senator Anastasia Pittman, a supporter of the bill, she said, quote, "We see far too many Oklahomans forced to use marijuana to treat some medical condition, and because of the current laws, they run the risk of arrest, a fine, and incarceration," end quote. The Marijuana Policy Project's Oklahoma coordinator, Zach Malden, said in a statement, quote, "There are a multitude of studies that show that medical marijuana can help patients suffering from cancer, HIV, multiple sclerosis, and other devastating conditions. These patients should not have to wait any longer or risk jail time to access treatments that may help them," end quote. The measures passed, a new section will be codified into Oklahoma statutes as Section 420 of Title 63. Of course, 420. Oklahoma has some of the worst marijuana laws in the country, so you don't want to be caught with marijuana in Oklahoma. Little ways north of that, up in Michigan, last month the Michigan Board of Canvassers approved a petition for the state ballot initiative that would regulate marijuana legally for adults. If approved by voters, Michigan would legalize personal possession, cultivation, and use of cannabis for adults 21 years of age or older, legalize the cultivation of industrial hemp, license cannabis businesses that cultivate, process, test, transport, and sell marijuana, and protect consumers with proper testing and safety regulations for retail cannabis. In 2016, the Michigan State Board of Canvassers disqualified Michigan Legalize, the group that collected 345,000 signatures in support of legalization, on a technicality. Attorney Jeff Hank, Executive Director of Michigan Legalize, believes the retail cannabis industry will create thousands of jobs and boost Michigan's economy. Hank explained, quote, "Those jobs will then help reinvigorate our local communities, and the tax revenue from this proposal will go into fixing schools and funding roads and bridges and going back to counties and local governments, which everyone acknowledges are hurting," end quote. The Coalition to Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol, the group managing this campaign, will be including spearheading paid petitioning circulation. The coalition needs to collect just over 250,000 valid signatures to place the issue on the November 2018 ballot. So they'll need to gather at least 350,000, like they did last year. Down south in Mexico, in 1920, Mexico banned the production, sale, and recreational use of marijuana. Yesterday, Mexican President Enrique Pena Nieto published an official decree that makes medical marijuana legal in Mexico. The historic change in policy, which passed Mexico's lower house in Parliament with a 374-7 vote on April 28, opens the door for medicinal cannabis as an option to treat ailments. The bill will authorize the Mexican Health Ministry to create regulations around medical cannabis and the production of related pharmaceuticals. Under the new law, cannabis cultivation for medical and scientific purposes are not punishable. The recent passing of the bill in Parliament was publicly endorsed by Mexico's Secretary of Health, Dr. Jose Robles. Robles stated, quote, "I welcome the adoption of the therapeutic use of cannabis in Mexico," end quote. Although cannabis legalization advocates celebrate the law, they're calling on the government to do more to end the war on the herb. Mexican Senator Miguel Barbosa said the legislation was well below the expectations of society, end quote. Senator Armando Rios Peter called it a tiny step away from the failed policy of drug prohibition. Our next story is from Iowa. On Monday, a couple days from now, registration cards for Iowa's new medical cannabis oil became available from the Iowa Department of Public Health. In a historic first, Iowans who suffer from a multitude of diseases, including Parkinson's disease, cancer, multiple sclerosis, seizures, AIDS, Crohn's disease, or ALS, as well as most terminal illnesses that involve a life expectancy of less than 1 year, will have a chance to enroll in the state's new medical cannabis program. The new law, formerly House File 524, was signed by Iowa Governor Terry Branstad in May. Tom Duncan, a kidney cancer patient from Iowa, said, quote, "It's the end result of what I was after, and I'm very thrilled about it. It's just a good step for the state. As I go around and talk to people, there's a lot of interest out there and a lot of support. Cancer touches almost any family anymore, and I hope they can get the help and relief that this bill offers. I'm hoping that with enough numbers and applications, they'll realize that they underestimated Iowans wanting this medicine," end quote. The new registration process will require written certification from doctors stating patients do have a qualifying condition. Threes Harms, a lobbyist representing the Epilepsy Foundation and the Upper Midwest chapter of the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, said, quote, "This is a great next step in the process of making medical cannabis available for many folks here in Iowa who need access to it as a medical treatment," end quote. Dan Idrison, the senior manager of advocacy of Iowa, Minnesota, and Nebraska for National Multiple Sclerosis Society, said, quote, "The state of Minnesota has had medical cannabis oil program running for a few years, and Minnesotans who've been living with MS have seen great benefits from that program," end quote. The Iowa program has a registration fee of $100, which accompanies the application for the medical cannabis card. For Iowa residents that participate in the medical assistance program, the registration fee will be $25. Applications are now available at the Iowa Department of Public Health's website. Manufacturers must start supplying medical cannabis oil to dispensaries by December 2018, according to this new law. Out of the capital of Concord, New Hampshire, Republican Governor Chris Sununu has signed legislation into law expanding medical cannabis access. New Hampshire Senate Bill 157 permits physicians to recommend cannabis therapy to patients with moderate to severe chronic pain. Senate Bill 17 makes it easier for patients suffering from hepatitis C to qualify for the program. A third measure, House Bill 160, seeks to allow doctors to recommend medical cannabis to patients with post-traumatic stress. The bill awaits action from the governor. Over 2,000 patients are registered in New Hampshire's state medical marijuana program. Out of Newark, New Jersey, African Americans are arrested in New Jersey for violating marijuana laws approximately 3 times the rate of whites, and this disparity is rising, according to an analysis of statewide arrest data by the American Civil Liberties Union. Researchers reviewed marijuana possession arrest records from the years 2000 to 2013. They found that black people were 2.2 times as likely as whites to be arrested for possessing marijuana in 2000, but 3 times as likely to be arrested by 2013. Recent reviews of statewide arrest data from California, Maryland, Virginia have identified a similar trend. In 2013, the American Civil Liberties Union study found that nationwide, blacks are approximately 4 times as likely as whites to be arrested for marijuana possession, even though both ethnicities consume the substance at approximately similar rates. Overall, New Jersey police made some 280,000 marijuana possession arrests between 2000 and 2013, with annual arrests increasing 26% during that time. The full text of this report, Unequal and Unfair, New Jersey's War on Marijuana Users, from the American Civil Liberties Union, is available online. Down south in Texas, the enactment of statewide laws regulating the adult use and sale of cannabis is not associated with subsequent changes in traffic fatality rates, according to an analysis of traffic safety data published today in the American Journal of Public Health. Investigators from the University of Texas in Austin evaluated crash fatality rates in Colorado and Washington pre- and post-legalization. They compared these rates with those of 8 control states that had not enacted any significant changes in their marijuana laws. The study found, quote, "We found no significant association between recreational marijuana legalization in Washington and Colorado and subsequent changes in motor vehicle fatality rates in the first 3 years after recreational marijuana legalization," end quote, the authors concluded. The authors also reported no association between adult use marijuana legalization and the total number of non-fatal crashes. These conclusions ought to be reassuring to lawmakers and those in the public who have concerns that regulating adult marijuana use may inadvertently jeopardize public safety. The results indicate that such fears have not come to fruition, and that such concerns ought not to unduly influence legislators or voters in other jurisdictions that are considering legalizing cannabis. A prior study, published last year in the same Journal of American Public Health, reported that the enactment of medical marijuana legalization laws is associated with a reduction in traffic fatalities compared to other states, particularly among young drivers. Fatal accident rates have fallen significantly over the past 2 decades, during the same time that the majority of U.S. states have legalized marijuana for either medical or social use. In 1996, the U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reported that there were an estimated 37,500 fatal car crashes on the United States roadways. This total fell to under 30,000 by 2014. This new study, Crash Fatality Rates After Recreational Marijuana Legalization in Washington, Colorado, appears online in this month's edition of the American Journal of Public Health. From Oxford in the United Kingdom, oral CBD administration is associated with reduced blood pressure in healthy volunteers, according to clinical data published online in the Journal of Clinical Investigation. Investigators from the University of Nottingham assessed the effects of a single oral dose of 600 milligrams of CBD extract versus placebo in male subjects. Cannabidiol administration reduced resting systolic blood pressure and stroke volume, the amount of blood pumped by the left ventricle of the heart in one contraction, compared to placebo. CBD intake was associated with reduced blood pressure levels following exercise and in response to stress. Increased heart rate was observed following CBD administration, but no adverse events were reported by the participants either during or following the study sessions. The authors concluded, quote, "Our data show that a single dose of CBD reduces resting blood pressure and the blood pressure responses to stress, particularly cold stress, and especially in the post-test periods. This may reflect anxiotic and analgesic effects of CBD, as well as any potential direct cardiovascular effects. Further research is also required to establish whether CBD has any role in the treatment of cardiovascular disorders such as hypertension." End quote. This study, a single dose of cannabidiol, reduces blood pressure in healthy volunteers in a randomized crossover study. Appears in the Journal of Clinical Investigation this month. That is the end of our hemp news segment for tonight, and Mr. John Cornett is ready to play some music. Hey, John.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing okay. How about you?
Oh, I've had better days, but I'm doing pretty good, though, everything considered. I'm going to do this real simple song here because it makes me feel real good, and it's called
All right.
So Good. We like train wreck, northern lights. We like Shrek too, sour diesel. Life is good. Life is good. Oh yeah. Life is good for me and you. So good. So good. So good. So good. We like God bun, purple haze. We like cheese too, Cinderella. Life is good. Life is good. Life is good for you and me. So good. So good. So good. So good. We don't know what you like, no matter what you like. Don't matter when you do it. Just matters that you do it right. Get down to it. So good. So good. So good. We like train wreck, northern lights, that's right. We still like Shrek too, sour diesel. Life is good. Life is good. Life is good for you and me. So good. So good. So good. So good. Thank you.
Thank you, John. We'll have John back right here at the end of the show to play some music on our exit. How are you doing there, Casper?
Happy Friday, and you, sir? How are you
I'm
doing?
hanging in here, just continuing in the struggle and doing another show here. We're up to, I think, what is it, about 890 shows now? We're closing in on show number 900. And so we keep plugging away there. Hey, but you know what? We are taking phone calls tonight. If you've got a question about ending adult marijuana prohibition, which we've done here in Oregon and in Washington, but we'll still talk about it, about new changes in the legislature, about medical marijuana or industrial hemp, well, this is the Marijuana Show. We've been on almost 21 years now, since October of 1996. And if you have a question or comment for us tonight, you can call us at 503-288-4442. That's 503-288-4442. be taking your calls right up to the top of the hour. Well, that was interesting about Oklahoma. I thought, you know, the laws in Oklahoma have been so bad for so long. So many people have gone to jail for minor amounts of marijuana for incredibly long periods of time.
Well, and the people there have been really, like you said, slow to embrace any type of change that is necessary for the economy to stimulate new jobs, like hemp will, medical cannabis will, and the need for patients to stop being arrested. Because, you know, anybody who's got a member of their family who's a diabetic, wouldn't you be sad if they were arrested for using insulin?
Certainly, certainly.
Same thing.
You know, Oklahoma, along with the state of Nebraska, sued Colorado in federal court, saying that the legalization of marijuana in Colorado violated their rights somehow. And so fortunately, the courts have thrown that out, and the Supreme Court refused to review it. But Oklahoma was one of the two states, along with Nebraska, that has been trying to stop marijuana legalization through the court process. Unfortunately, that case hasn't gone anywhere. It's interesting that the Attorney General of Oklahoma, Scott Pruitt, who fought this initiative in Oklahoma, is now the head of the Environmental Protection Agency under the Trump administration. So another tie into how all these anti-marijuana people like Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions and others have been pulled into the Trump administration. He's given a lot of credence to these drug warriors and given them positions of power. So that's kind of sad.
It is. It's very sad indeed. Very sad indeed.
Yeah, I got to go in March with one of our doctors, Rachel Knox, and testify in Lincoln, Nebraska for a medical marijuana bill there. And that bill is still moving forward in Nebraska, but they also had fought that, and one of the people who came in to testify against the medical marijuana bill was the Attorney General of the state of Nebraska.
Jeepers.
So, fortunately, that didn't stop the legislatures of Nebraska from moving forward on that, but it hasn't passed and been enacted quite yet. So again, if you have a question or comment for us tonight, you can call us at 503-288-4442. That's 503-288-4442. And so you're still doing your radio shows?
Well, I have been and I haven't been. I got everything organized and ready to start putting up new broadcasting and release a new newsletter and start reaching out to the community and start broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube, and video anyway. And in the middle of doing that, all of a sudden, Comcast blocked me. Not yet. I'm on Comcast first. Comcast blocked me. And they blocked my server. They blocked the server that Time for Hemp was on. Because
so it wasn't that...
I'm not there yet. I
can't comment.
Okay. No, because this has been
Go ahead.
You've asked. And I've kept my tongue. I spent 3 days with GoDaddy trying to find out why I could not get to my website, and but everybody else could, but I couldn't. And so GoDaddy figured out that Comcast was blocking me, and Comcast said that my server had been hacked and that GoDaddy had to move my website. So I spent 6 days now moving 30,000 files down and then 30,000 files up, and the website's down for another week. That, and then on top of all that, now Facebook, I'm going to Facebook where we disseminate and we use Facebook as a way of reaching out to people and saying what's wrong with our government, why we need to end cannabis prohibition. And Facebook blocked me. Facebook said they were not going to unblock me until they sent a picture of me. So where's that Facebook profile? There it is. That's my Facebook profile. They blocked me because they said it was not secure, and they wanted me to send a picture of myself. So I did. I sent them this picture, and they recognized me apparently, and so they unblocked me. Now I know that Mark Zuckerberg and the DEA work together.
That's
I have a message.
You.
Yes, everybody who knows me knows that's
not
me.
you.
Anybody who knows me knows that that's me. All right. So to Mark Zuckerberg, I have a message for you. If you think that I'm going to stop using Facebook as a platform to end cannabis prohibition, you're wrong. And a message to the DEA, if you think that I'm going to stop being a hardworking cannabis activist, no. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing until this war on drugs is over. And a very special message to Jeff Sessions, if you think that cannabis has no medical properties, I suggest that you buy a joint and a cannabis suppository and use them both properly. Thank you. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Time for Hip Global Broadcasting Network.
Okay. I think I've lost some hearing in this ear, though. I don't know. That was F-U what?
F-U! Have any questions, write in.
So that's kind of like your picture.
Yes.
F-U.
Anybody who knows me knows that that's me. As soon as you lay eyes on that, you say, oh, that's Casper, right?
I don't know. Your hands are smaller. And I don't
oh, no, I got big hands. I got big hands. They're huge. They're huge. They're huge.
Okay. Well, there you have that. You know what?
I wear a size 12 shoe. They're huge.
We have right here the Flame of Freedom.
What do you call me?
You're a flaming...
Oh, the candle. Never mind. I used to dance under that name. Never mind.
Flame of Freedom.
Yeah, in Hollywood, I used to dance under that name.
Okay. So, this is our Flame of Freedom. And this is hemp seed oil burning with a hemp wick. And hemp was traditionally the main illuminant in the world. Before people were out there hunting whales for oil lamps, they were using hemp seed oil. And hemp seed oil is much more productive in terms of oil producing capacity than any other plant on this planet. And as we like to tell people, the reason marijuana is illegal is because the petrochemical, pharmaceutical, military, industrial, transnational, corporate, elite, fascist sons of a bitches made up the lies about marijuana so they didn't have to compete. Basically, we can take this oil, this is a little jar of it here, we can pour that right into any diesel engine, and we can run that diesel engine on 100% hemp seed oil. And so you can run other kinds of internal combustion engines on biodiesel. And hemp seed oil, by a factor of at least 3 to 1, maybe 5 to 1, is more productive than any other seed oil crop. And here is a little video that we have from Captain Ozone.
Oh,
I'm not going to yell.
Captain Ozone.
Captain Ozone with his hemp oil chainsaw.
He rocks.
So stay tuned. We'll be back in about 4 minutes.
I was just looking at this.
For many centuries, sunken hearts have been told, do not worry, there are plenty of other fish in the sea. Today, our Pacific Northwest salmon are no longer plenty. I'm Captain Ozone. You can help save them. Call 1-800-SOS-SALMON. The time to act is now.
Okay, there's a contest attached to this. It's very simple. The first person to raise their hand and answer correctly wins a free Captain Ozone t-shirt.
Oh my God, it is Captain Ozone. I give you up. You've, as seen on television, in real life at Seattle Hemp Fest, Captain Ozone.
Hey, Seattle, how's it going? Partying or what? All right. Anyway, I have a demonstration here of hemp. I will show you the power of it. Let's do it.
For those that you cannot see, They are now preparing the hemp fuel into the average, ordinary, everyday chainsaw, which has not been converted for this purpose. The fuel has been inserted. Oh my God, don't try this at home, folks. Step back.
El aceite de cáñamo puede lubricar variedades de motores, también puede ser usado para hacer plásticos.
Funny enough, we have something here for the police. Donuts!
So there you have it. That is from the Seattle Hemp Fest in years past. Seattle Hemp Fest is coming up here, and I think it's August 17th, 18th, and 19th this year. That is the world's biggest protestival for cannabis. So if you want to go and be in a crowd of 100, 200,000 fellow hipsters, go to the Seattle Hemp Fest.
And everybody wants a hit. As soon as you fire all 300,000 people, give me a hit, pass that here.
There you have it. So we have another video that we made years ago. I'm thinking back, must have been, I don't know, 98, 99. There was this diesel Mercedes that started out in Washington, D.C. and drove up through Canada and Toronto over to Vancouver, and then it came down the West Coast. And this diesel Mercedes was also powered by 100% hemp seed oil. They had to ship the hemp seed oil from Canada, where it was being pressed, to spots along the way so they could keep their engine filled with 100% hemp seed oil. And I had the great honor of meeting with them right down by the Portland Saturday Market. Back then, 20 years ago, there was a hemp store directly next to the Portland Saturday Market. It was run by this fellow named Jeff Joseph. Jeff Joseph, about 3 or 4 years ago, just mysteriously disappeared. His car and disappeared. So if anyone out there has any information about Jeff Joseph, then there is a reward looking for him, and his family is devastated by his loss. But that aside, we have this video made in front of Jeff Joseph's hemp store by the Portland Saturday Market, and we're going to run that video. Is the video ready? I think it is. So we'll be right back after this 4.5-minute video.
Aren't you a ball of joyous news? Aren't you a
The
ball of...
The driver of the hemp car, Tyler, he came through here about 3 years ago. The hemp car was running on 100% hemp seed oil. There was no petroleum in the gas tank, no petroleum oil lubricating the engine. It was 100% hemp-driven car, and that's what we need to go back to in the future. And we'll be talking a bit more about that in just a moment. Hope you enjoy this film clip.
Jackson Sigler.
Yep.
So how did you come to think of this, the hemp car idea, and this national tour you're doing?
Well, I wanted to come out to the West Coast in some kind of environmental fashion, and I've been researching fuels for a while and never really cared about hemp, and came across hemp oil as a transportation fuel and put two and two together. You know, it's
when was that? When did you
That
first?
was back in October of last year.
October of last year?
Right
Great.
around there. And started asking, you know, how come this hasn't been done, and took a look into the plant a little more, found out it's not a drug and still falls under the DEA ban, so put two and two together and decided that I had to do it with hemp oil.
And so you're getting hemp oil from Ohio?
Yeah, it originated
Canadian
from China and some from Canada, and then some of it comes into Ohio where it's made into biodiesel via John Worth Shafter at the Ohio Hempery, and Mr. Todd Swearingen of Apple Energy, who processes the oil for us in the biodiesel.
What can you tell us about the car? It's a just normal car without...
It's a completely unmodified Mercedes diesel, 1983 turbo diesel. Any diesel engine can burn any vegetable oil, but you'll get a longer engine life turning it into biodiesel, so that's what we're doing.
What about your tour? You started where? And
Washington, D.C., July 4th.
The big rally they have there every 4th of July?
We led the rally and took off from there on July 4th, and we covered, let's see, today is August 21st or 22nd?
Yeah,
right around
22nd.
there. So that's about 7 weeks we've been on the road, and we covered 6,400 miles now.
6,400 miles. And how many cities are you going to in total?
I think we're going to about 50 cities in total.
In how many days is that?
That's in about a little over 90 days, yeah.
50 cities in 90 days. That's ambitious.
Yeah.
And that's on 100% hemp fuel.
Yep.
And what kind of mileage are you getting?
27 miles to gallon, just like the car came from the factory floor.
And so it's being shipped to you along the...
Yeah, we have 12 like drop points, and we have our fuel shipped ahead, and then we pick up as much as we can carry.
Okay, that was Grant Krieger with the hemp car. That's Grant Krieger of the hemp car back 20 years ago. There's an echo in here. It's a good thing I said that, or I wouldn't have remembered it. But that was back when my hair was darker. And so you might have even still had some hair.
I think I did.
You might have had some.
I think I did.
Right. So if you guys out there have any questions or comments for us, then you can give us a call at that number there on your screen. It's 503-288-4442. That's 503-288-4442. So I have been advocating the replacement of petroleum with hemp seed oil for a long, long time. And it's more than ironic. It's dastardly, in fact, that now an Israeli-Canadian petrochemical company called Adira Energy has come in and taken over my business. They actually came in a year ago right now, and they lied to the courts and told them that they had a majority of stock in the company. And they continue to lie. I had one patient come in and tell me today that they told them that I had been paid millions of dollars. And in fact, I was not paid a single penny. Not a single penny. But these people at Empower Clinics, the former THCF medical clinics there at 105 Southeast 18th Avenue, and I want to urge you, do not go to that clinic. Do not go there. I'm fighting in court to try to get it back, but I'm fighting these incredibly rich forces, this Israeli-Canadian petrochemical company, Adira Energy. You can look them up. Just look up A-D-I-R-A, Adira, A-D-I-R-A, Energy. So AdiraEnergy.com. And you'll find this Israeli company that has come in and stolen all of my records. In fact, they claim they've paid me millions of dollars when they never paid me anything at all. They're spending $1 million on attorneys. They paid themselves millions of dollars, but actually they came in and they fired me, and they weren't really able to do it, but with the power of their lawyers, they went in and claimed they had ownership of this company, and they're lying. And so based on those lies, they took over our bank accounts, and they fired me, they fired my wife, they fired our 2 adult children, they fired my business partner, they fired his wife, they fired their 2 adult children. and they are dastardly scoundrels, lying, cheating scoundrels. So do not go to Empower clinics there on 18th. And if you want more information, there are a lot of other doctors out there, and we'd be happy to help you find them anywhere in the United States. Just call us at that number there on your screen. It's 503-235-4606. That's 503-235-4606. But I have been an advocate of hemp for energy for a long, long time, and now those energy companies are continually trying to take me out. I have actually spent about $130,000 on attorneys, but my attorneys want another $100,000, and I don't have it. So I went into court a week ago or so, and I went in by myself as my own attorney because my other attorneys that I paid $130,000 to have dropped me. And so I went in as my own attorney, and they had 3 attorneys. Their attorneys are making between $700 and $400 an hour. And they had 3 paralegals. So it's just me against 6 people stacked up against me. All of them trained in the legal black arts. And they have come in, and I will never surrender to these dastardly dogs. You should find out more. Give us a call at 503-235-4606. That's 503-235-4606. These people even claim in documents they filed in court that they own my name. So give us a call. We'd be happy to direct you to an ethical business anywhere in the United States. You can call us at 503-235-4606. That's 503-235-4606. Or you can call us toll free at 866-499-THCF. That's 888-499-THCF or 888-499-8423. Give us a call. Leave a message. Nobody's in there right now, but leave a message, and we will call you back right away. I got that out.
That's good. That's good. And if they ever call me as a witness, I have already been practicing what I'm going to say, and it will be, I'm sorry, at the advice of my attorney, and because of the ongoing investigation to the Russian collusions, I cannot answer that question in open public.
Well, you know, you made a joke here on this show, and they did not like that joke. And in fact, they wrote the TV studio here and tried to get our show taken off the air because of that joke. And they took that joke and they told the police all across the world that we were going to kill them somehow because of your joke. Your joke. So they actually contacted the police, contacted this television station, all based on a joke you made here on this show, trying to twist this into these contrived distractions that they keep coming up with. I am being charged with contempt of court for talking about them. For they say that I sold all my goodwill to them. Even though they never paid me anything, they claim they bought all my goodwill, and therefore I can't see patients without them, they think, but I am. And they say that that is a contempt of court, and so that I should be punished for being in contempt of court. And I tell you, I do have a lot of contempt for them, and I have contempt for the court that gave them control of this business illegally. I have a lot of contempt for them and for the court. And so, but I disagree, and I will continue to fight them in court, even if I have to go in there and do it myself, up against me and 3 attorneys and 3 paralegals. I will continue the fight. Hey, we have a phone call. Welcome.
Well,
go ahead.
And I hope they die laughing. I hope they die laughing. I hope they have a good time laughing.
A natural death, though.
Well, okay.
We have a phone call. Welcome to the show,
so.
caller.
Hi, it's Judy. It sounds just a little bit off. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you okay.
Okay. I called because I want you to talk about 1057 and 2198 for Oregon. But first, I do have to say about your case, about this case of these people trying to destroy all that you have built all the thousands
trying to
of
steal
people who have helped.
and sell all of our
to steal
patient
it.
records. That's another thing. They've transferred
Yeah.
270,000 patient records. I opened clinics in Michigan, in Colorado, Hawaii, Washington, all over the United States, and we've seen 250,000 patients. Well, they claim that all of those records are worth $50 million, and that's their payday.
And I'm sure it is. My husband and I were two of the patients that actually filed an injunction with the court at the end of last year in order to stop them from taking our medical records out of the country.
But they've already done
of course,
it.
that
They've
was
taken
not
all
successful.
these 250,000 medical records and transferred them to a company in Ontario, Canada called Ample Organics. So they've all been transferred under the aegis of Adira Energy and this company in Ontario called Ample Organics, a data company that services the marijuana industry. So all of our records are up there right now.
And is that not illegal for them to have taken
I
my
certainly
records
think
and
so.
everyone else's records out of the country?
Yes, but they claim it isn't. Of course, they have the
And,
lawyers to fight it.
I have had an enormous difficulty in understanding why this whole thing was not shut down by the courts right from the beginning.
Well, you
knowing
know,
as I do
you
some
told
of the
me
details.
about
And I
this
want
story
to-
on Coin TV just a couple days ago about the judge who's given them their most recent ruling and granted a preliminary injunction to keep them in control of our company. You want to tell our viewers about this judge and this article that you found?
Yes, I did. This is real easy to find. I don't watch television. I read my news online, and I read a great deal of it. And I start with local. Coin is my home place, and I started with Coin. And there I found yesterday, right, the big story right up front. Judge Matarazzo, a DA questioning. I don't remember what the exact headline was, but it was the DA officially questioning this judge. And the article was very detailed and went on to talk about decisions that she has made and things that she has done that are so far outside of the norm, it sounded like some of it was entirely illegal even. And this is a judge that has been presiding over your case.
Yeah, the judge who's presiding on my case was accused of unethical behavior and corruption in the media just 2 days ago.
And if I am not mistaken, that you are going to have to go before this same judge next Thursday.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And I think we should all show up in force, looking our best in showing these people what they are up against. This is not just the Stanfords, the Appels. This is a whole world of people. We should all be there.
250,000 patient records are what's really at stake here. 250,000 medical marijuana patients' privacy that they entrusted to me. So these people have come in and stolen all of those records.
So I want to invite everyone to come and support Paul this coming Thursday, again, at the Multnomah County Courts. Judge Matarazzo is her name. It will be at 8:30 in the morning, and I invite everyone to come and participate by standing up and standing for a person that has been such a leader and done so much, not just for us here in Oregon, not just for the United States, but all across the world. And that's why this is happening to you, because they are.
There's the story that's in. There's the judge.
So,
and the story
Judy,
about.
Am I getting this straight? That this particular report details how this judge is a lying, cheating, untrustworthy piece of crap?
Well, it didn't say it quite that way, but it did detail quite a bit of some specifics on different cases and different decisions and different behaviors. Yeah, and there it is.
And
right
according
there.
to
Right there.
the district
That's
attorney's
story right
office,
there.
she's accused of
I'm gonna be
unethical
looking to Coin and to
corrupt
other
behavior.
stations, because I did not find this story at K2 or at KGW. I didn't find it on OPB. I found it on Coin, and so I'm going to be pressuring them for that. But I would like to ask you to talk about Senate Bill 1057 that did pass, and people are not, medical patients mostly, are not aware that our legal life completely changed when that bill passed. And our only hope is we've got House Bill 2198 coming down the pike now. Senate Bill 1057 moved us out of the Oregon Health Authority under the control of the Oregon Liquor Control Commission, and has it has given us a whole lot more fees and restrictions that people are not aware of. 2198 will restore our program. Right now, it's in the House. It's at the in the subcommittee for it's at the I can't think Human Services. It's at the House Subcommittee for Human Services. I called actually and spoke with the staff member of the chair of that subcommittee yesterday about 2198 and what's happening to medical marijuana patients here in Oregon, that we are being thrown under the bus out of ignorance, not out of, I don't think there's any malice with most people and most of our representatives in Salem, but it's out of ignorance. But it is happening, and we are not getting the participation. I got to tell you guys out there, all you medical marijuana patients, all you caregivers, all you family members, you need to be contacting your representatives now.
Very good point. Very good point. Yeah.
Please elaborate on what 1057 did to us.
Yeah, 1057 makes it where any grower who is growing for more than 2 patients will have to have seed to sale tracking. They'll have to buy in at $500 a year for software. They'll have to pay a huge fee. Altogether, it will cost about $2,000 a year just in fees for a medical marijuana grower to participate in this program. And that doesn't count all the extra labor of tracking everything seed to sale. So the other bill, 2198, would break it off into an Oregon Cannabis Commission. And so that bill is still stuck in committee. There's only about 3 weeks left at the most in the legislative session. So there's not much we can do except contact our state legislators and urge them to pass 2198 and establish an Oregon Cannabis Commission outside of the Liquor Control Commission, because it has the ability for any garden that has more than 2 medical marijuana patients to provide low-cost cannabis is gone away. It's gone away. The fees have just driven it out the window. We're down to just about 6.5 minutes left, but we've got another phone call. Let's take that call. Welcome to the show, caller. Oh, well, we have someone here in the studio standing by at the microphone, ready to talk. Go right ahead, Rex.
Hey, Paul, how's it going?
Hey, I'm hanging in here.
Hey, I just want you to let the people know on Thursday at 8:30 what courtroom number that is.
You know, I don't have the number right here, and so
you can post it on the website.
Give us a call for more information at 503-235-4606. I know it's on the 5th floor. It's Judge Matarazzo's court. You know, sometimes these things can change. So that's why, if you're interested, give us a call at 503-235-4606.
Would it help if the people wrote the judge and let them know how insane they think this case is?
Couldn't hurt. Couldn't hurt.
So if they wanted to write the judge, it's Judge who again?
Matarazzo is currently the one in this hearing, but I'm not sure who this thing's. It's been before like 4 different judges in the past year.
Well, you might try writing in on behalf of Paul Stanford in his case.
Just contact us at our office number, not the number there on the screen. That's the call-in number here at the show. This other number, that number, 503-235-4606. Call in if you're interested in coming into court, you want updates on this legal battle, or if you need help finding a doctor who can help you with medical marijuana. We have doctors all over the country, and we'd be happy to refer you. Just call us at that number on your screen, 503-235-4606.
And we got the judge's private cell phone number. That's area code 503. What? No. Oh, never mind.
I didn't know you had that, Catherine. You're going to be in trouble now. Get me in trouble. That's what you've done. I could tell you more stories about that, but right now I won't. Anyway, we are down to just about 4 minutes left here, Casper. Is there anything you want to say before we let John Cornette play some more music?
I can't believe time has gone by so fast. We hope Time for Hemp is back up and running soon. I can't believe the website's been down for a week, but hey, it's given me a vacation, chance to relax, which I have not done in a long time. I've worked hard at trying to end cannabis prohibition all around the world, and as you can tell by my comments earlier, I don't have any intention of backing down, getting quiet, or slowing up. So eventually timeforhemp.com will be back to running like it's supposed to be, and until then, please make it a point to check out Cannabis Common Sense every Friday night at 8 p.m.
There's
here.
hundreds of them up on the internet.
That's
Let's
right.
see. There was a caller. Is that caller gone? Caller is gone. Well, that's okay, because we're about out of time. Well, once again, we appreciate you squandering another one of your precious hours listening to us rant. And for more information about medical marijuana, about this court case, about ending marijuana prohibition in your state, about any of the news that we started out this show with, give us a call at 503-235-4606. That's 503-235-4606. So Mr. John Cornett is standing by, ready to play some music. So we're going to go out and let him do that. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week. And remember to help us, help you, restore hemp. Good night.
Before you accuse me, before you accuse me, yeah, that's right. Take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. They said I spend my money on other women, taking money from someone else. Called your mama 3 or 4 nights ago. Called your mama 3 or 4 nights ago. Your mama